I'd just like to thank you for those of you that support the Evans family. Brother Tony and Sister Debbie Evans have been serving the Lord there in Japan for over 30 years, and they have been a wonderful token of God's grace and in faithfulness, and God has used them. They have certainly done the heavy lifting for over 30 years. They're on their third building, and he is at a stage now where he has some young men that he's preparing for the full-time ministry. So if anything, just really pray for him. This is a transitional time for him. 30-odd years of faithfully serving, and he's at this point where he's got some men that are pastoral material. So make that a matter of prayer, and thank you, church families, for your faithfulness in supporting him and keeping him on the field. God bless you. Thank you.
I'm Tony Evans. My family and I have been serving in Japan as missionaries for over 32 years now. Back in January of 1992, when we were about 25, Debbie and I took our young family to Kita Hiroshima in Hokkaido, and that has been our home ever since. I had studied Japanese for 10 years before we made the big move, and so we were blessed to have a head start on our ministry that most other missionaries here do not experience. Debbie, on the other hand, had not studied Japanese and has had to work hard on language acquisition during our time here. When we left Australia, we said goodbye to family and friends with the thought that we would minister here until the Lord takes us to heaven. In fact, for the last 3 decades or more, this has been our life and passion, and that's why we don't even have much opportunity to visit Australia. For the entire period of our service here, we've been faithfully supported by many churches, mostly in Australia. Without your partnership, both financially and in prayer and encouragement, this endeavour would not humanly have been possible. Kita Hiroshima is a town of about 60,000 people, located about 25 kilometres southeast of Sapporo, the largest city north of Tokyo. Although our summers are quite temperate, winters are extreme, with temperatures dropping as low as minus 20 degrees and as much as 5 metres of snowfall each season. Our city, Kita Hiroshima, was unknown even to most Japanese people until last year. But last year, when the professional baseball team, the Nippon Ham Fighters, chose to build a brand new ballpark, they did so right in our own backyard. Now, with over 30,000 fans attending more than 80 games per season, our city is well and truly on the map, and it has started to change. When we first came to this sleepy country town, we started out by immersing ourselves in the local community and then opening an English school where we taught English and Bible. God used this strategy to give us many contacts, to give us many opportunities to learn about our new adopted people, and even to give us our first convert. For the first 20 years, we saw very slow growth, but we always rejoiced in on average 1 person per year that we saw come to Christ and who would eventually be added to the church. But about 12 years ago, slowly things started to change, and then the ministry spiraled upward. There were probably a few reasons why. Firstly, our family took up permanent residence here, which outwardly was cementing our commitment to the task. By faith, we moved the church to a property in a very prominent location across the road from the City Hall. And finally, after spending 2 decades working hard seeking to build a foundation of soul winning and discipleship, that foundation was finally starting to bear fruit. And so, with a vision to train up the next generation, also we had started a Bible Institute in the church. Around the same time, we constituted the church, and this also was a sign of our commitment towards autonomy. And also recently we had sent out one of our young ladies to another Bible college who had then married a pastor, Pastor Irie, and together they were pioneering a new church in Nagano Prefecture. So Suzuran was now starting to reproduce itself in the form of another church. During the 8 years that followed after we moved there, we grew from about 20 believers to around 50. During this growth period, many things happened. We saw many of the ministries in the church grow and other new ministries began. We started to work towards gaining incorporation or legal status with the government, and then after that purchasing property which was to become our permanent church premises. And still the ministry continued to grow, and along the way the Lord was also entrusting us with the responsibility of training new missionaries coming to the field, as well as helping younger national pastors and other missionaries in many parts of Japan. Finally, in 2019, Suzuran Bible Baptist Church was able, miraculously, to purchase the property for which we had been praying. So this new permanent identity, along with our upgraded online presence, has continued to fuel church growth. Now, Suzuran is a vibrant church where over 70 people gather to worship and serve God. Currently, the church is still repaying a mortgage on this property, and this will take another 7 or 8 years at the current rate. But once these financial commitments are cleared, we envision that the church will be in a better position to financially support the next generation of pastors. This then will pave the way for the final steps towards autonomy. Today, the Evans children are all continuing their lives in different parts of Japan, and 2 are still serving with us here at Suzuran. Malachi is a blessing heading up the young adults ministry. His vision is to continue working and supporting the ministry as he builds his life here. Shuto and Susanna and baby Isla are committed to serving full-time in the work here as the Lord provides. Now, 14 years from the inception of our Bible Institute, plans are being laid for our first graduation ceremony, and Lord willing, Susanna will be the first graduate in January of 2025. Her husband, Shuto, is one of 4 other students who are also striving towards gaining the necessary 120 credits for graduation, and hopefully they won't be too far behind. As we look ahead, we ask that you continue to share our vision for the work here. Although progress is slower than in many other parts of the world, God is surely building a work that will cross generations and continue to bear fruit for eternity as long as the Lord tarries his coming. Please pray for those whom the Lord is raising up to carry Suzuran Bible Baptist Church forward even after we hand the baton over. Shuto and Susanna Yoshida. Currently they are serving in ministries related to preaching, children, youth, music, audiovisual resources, our online presence, administration, and many other areas. Also, Sekito and Rachel Yamagami, who are currently serving in ministries related to preaching, children's ministries, the legal side of administration, and ministry to the elderly. Maho Imamoto, who is currently serving in our church nursery, in music, and as our Sunday school director. And of course, please pray also for Tony and Debbie. Over the next few years, as we prepare to step back from leading Suzuran, we believe that God would have us to continue here, training and mentoring the next generation through our Bible Institute, helping new missionaries make a good start on the field, and working with other national pastors and missionaries across Japan. Our goal to serve here until Christ calls us home to heaven remains unchanged, and we trust that you will continue to partner with us. Thank you for your love, your prayers, and your support for the Evans family here in Japan and for Suzuran Bible Baptist Church. Only eternity will show the true value of our partnership together. We continue to strive for much fruit in Japan that will remain.